And today's video is a little bit different. It's going to be short, right to the point. It's Memorial Day weekend, 2022. If it's not 2022 or Memorial Day, this video should be still viewed for sure. I need your views. Okay, just watch it. Real quick, I'm gonna play a video that I shot and edited and put together years ago, back when the country seemed. It's never been normal. That's one interesting thing, real quick side point. There's always been some kind of issue, some kind of difficulty the country has faced. No matter what generation you came from, there was something different in your generation, something you were battling, something you were dealing with. So while today's issues that we're facing seem unheard of, and in many ways are, in some level, we've dealt with difficulties in the past. So I definitely don't want to take this channel in a direction that's like doom and gloom and everything's bad. But at the same time, the country, our families, our communities, our kids need, I think, men to stand up more than ever before. Not because there weren't times in the past when we've needed men to stand up, but because at those times there were men to stand up and to go out and blaze new paths, to fight for what mattered collectively as a country, places we were trying to go, making a better life for people. Whatever it was, whatever convictions were being fought for, ideals were being fought for, men have been on the forefront of that. And there never really had to be a call to arms so much as there has been today. I mean, I look at World War II and Normandy, and the beaches that were fought on D-Day were fought by young boys for the most part. I think the average age was like late 20s, late teens, early 20s. Young men that fought. And I look at like Civil War, you look at how young some of those boys were that fraudulated is not a word, but they faked their age to get in to fight that war. I don't know. I'm not an expert on anything, but it seems like looking to the past, men stood up without having to be pulled out to do anything. And I just think today it's difficult to watch what is happening to our country, the way that families are trying to be destroyed, fabric of what has made, I think, America great. The freedoms it's based on, the value systems just completely eradicated and broken down. And it's hard to find men who are willing to stand up because we're, for the most part, fat and lazy and would rather live in comfort than go out and actually do something about what's happening. Anyways, sorry for the doom and gloom. But it just is the further I go down this road, this path I'm on toward trying to better myself and trying to this is real quick. I'll play the video here in a sec. But the pathway, it's been so interesting to me. I started this whole little journey of mine trying to better myself just for that. I just wanted to make myself better because I felt like I knew my family deserved it. My wife, my kids deserve the best version of me that I can give them. I need to be the example of the kind of husband I want my daughter to marry. I need to be the example for the kind of men I want my boys to be, the kind of husbands I want them to be by how I treat my wife. And all of that was so important. So I have been working on and continue to work on myself in 4 different ways: my mind, my body, my relationships with the people that matter most to me, and my work, how I provide for the people who matter most to me. In bettering myself, the goal is to be better for my family and make them better, by making myself better. And hopefully, as I make them better, I can then help make the people around me, around my family, like next level of people, the next ring of people around me. I can be better for them and eventually better for my community. And if more and more men were willing to stand up and go through the work, I'm not saying be like me. I'm just as much of an idiot as any of you guys watching, because I know you're all a bunch of idiots. We're all stupid. But we can get better is the point. But it takes a ton of stinking work. It's not fun. It's not easy. Actually, it kind of becomes fun. It has been for me lately as I've gone through this. I'm just at the beginning stages though. And sorry, I didn't mean to make this video very long. It's just been so, but my point, I guess, is that as I've gone through this further and further, longer and longer, tried to make myself better, the more apparent it's been at how many men are just the way that I was just a few months ago. Then the way I spent most of my life, most of my adult life, literally just weak, mentally, just emotionally weak, and didn't want to deal with anything, didn't want to be combative with anybody, didn't want to stand up with my own convictions and ideals and what mattered to me. I didn't want to put that out there in the world. I might offend somebody, or somebody might get upset with me, or somebody, I don't want to draw attention to me. I was just weak. And I was also weak physically. I was fat. I was lazy. I just didn't want to do it. And that all of these things affected me in ways that I didn't even realize until I started to work on those things and gain clarity in my mind. And that happened through, sorry, I wasn't planning to talk about this at all. I will play the video. Oh, it's already 6 minutes. I will end with saying this. If you're even on if any of this resonates at all with you, and you're in the same boat that I was not long ago at all, feeling like, yeah, I really need to be better for my family, that's enough right there to go out and make yourself better. I think that's the first step towards strengthening our country. By strengthening our country's men is by making the men that we have better. So if you're on the fence about going after it and changing it, there's nothing I can say that's going to do that for you. You have to be the one to do it. You have to be, but geez Louise, I can't encourage is not a strong enough word to go after it, to make yourself better, to do something. Because in the end, as you go through this thing, it will make a difference for our country. I'm not saying anyways, I'm talking too much. I'm going to play this Memorial Day video because that is what this weekend's about. And I just feel like we have to do a lot better. Oh, dear Lord. Anyways, sorry, this has been a weird video. This was just literally, most of my videos aren't quite like this, but whatever. Hope you enjoyed this. It's like a 2-minute little video to end this. Just kind of honoring those who came before us, the men who came before us, who stood up without even being asked in many cases and chased after their enemies of their day. All right. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, won't you? Sorry, had to throw that in there. Goodbye.
Since our nation's founding, America's sons and daughters have given their lives in service to our country. From Concord and Gettysburg to Marne and Normandy, from Inchon and Quezon to Baghdad and Kandahar, they departed our world as heroes and gave their lives for a cause greater than themselves. This Memorial Day, we express our deepest appreciation to the men and women in uniform who gave their last full measure of devotion so we might live in freedom. We cherish their memory and pray for the peace for which they laid down their lives. We mourn with the families and the friends of those we have lost, and hope they find comfort in knowing their loved ones died with honor. We ask for God's grace to protect those fighting in distant lands, and we renew our promise to support our troops, their families, and our veterans. Their unwavering devotion inspires us all. They are the best of America. It is our sacred duty to preserve the legacy of these brave Americans, and it remains our charge to work for peace, freedom, and security. Let us always strive to uphold the founding principles they died defending. Let their legacy continue to inspire our nation, and let this solemn lesson of service and sacrifice be taught to future generations of Americans.